So you're asking yourself, why is George Janko chugging a big old jar of frothy piss? And that's a valid question. Why would somebody drink piss? I mean, it's fine to do it in private, but why would you drink piss publicly on a podcast? Well, the answer is, it's a humiliation ritual. It's a humiliation ritual to appease his lizard overlords, the Illuminati. Listen, when the lizard people make you famous, they want to periodically put you in your place to remind you of who owns you. We saw that with naked John Cena at the Oscars. And we're now seeing that with piss-pounding podcaster George Janko. You know what's worse than George Janko drinking piss? George Janko rapping in his merch ad. Watch this.
I ask God, give me the heart of David. Honestly, I'm not patient. The devil getting frustrated. The weed is making me lazy. A generation full of babies. Honestly, I can't take it, you know.
Ugh. I have never seen so much cringe packed in such a short amount of time. The level of cringe is so high, it has short-circuited my brain. There are just so many levels to this cringe cake. We got a secret member of ISIS pretending to be a Christian to sell Jesus merch by rapping. It's a cringe assault on the senses. Now, what's even crazier than him rapping is that apparently George Janko is a stand-up comedian as well. Bobby Lee invites him to open up for him. Now, the funniest thing about George Janko's stand-up comedy is that he does stand-up comedy. So George Janko pretends to be a rapper, pretends to be a stand-up comic, and pretends to be a Christian. Now, if you didn't see my previous video about George Janko, that's okay. Nobody did. But in that video, I revealed who he really is. His name is not George, and he is not a Christian. Don't believe me? Watch this.
You're Christian, right?
Yes.
So you go to church every Sunday?
I don't.
Okay.
Now, do you need to go to church to be a good Christian? Probably not. But if I was a Christian that didn't go to church, I would not start a line of merch called Church Boy, because Church Boy implies you are a boy who goes to church. Do you realize now that you have been had? Do you realize now that you are a mongoloid because you are covered head to toe in overpriced church boy merch sold to you by a boy who's never seen the inside of a church? The truth hurts, and the truth is you're a retard. And George Janko is a fake Christian for financial gain. Still don't believe me? Watch this.
But you believe in the religion, like you abide by the principles of Christianity.
I am in love with Jesus, and I'm trying my best to replicate his actions.
So you slip sometimes?
Every day.
All right, so you say, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? We're not perfect. Jesus was perfect. We're not perfect. Obviously, we're going to slip up. I agree. But just keep watching.
And that's mankind. We slip.
All of us.
Yeah, we repent.
Always.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So like you have a girlfriend, right?
Fiance.
Fiance.
Yeah.
Do you have sex with her?
You know what?
That's a simple yes or no. That's a simple yes or no, Georgie. But let's get into the disgusting details. The degenerate details.
We would have ridiculous sex all the time, and I think now that the discussion of that has come up so much, it messes with me. So we definitely don't move in the same direction we used to. But
So you're still boning. I want to break down what he just said here. So, first of all, he says, oh, we used to have ridiculous sex. Okay, somebody who is a chaste Christian is not gloating about the degenerate sex they had. Oh, it was crazy and disgusting, bro. It was awesome. We were covered head to toe in lizard cum. First of all. Second of all, he says, we used to have ridiculous sex all the time, but then this topic kept coming up. People kept asking me about this, so now we're not moving in the same direction. I thought he was going to say, we used to do it all the time, but then I found Jesus. No, so he was doing this the whole time. He was Mr. Church Boy. But what he's saying is, when guests like Bobby Lee and others asked him, hey, are you having premarital sex? Then it got into his head, maybe this isn't a good thing I should be doing. But he didn't stop. He didn't stop. He would have said, we stopped. He says, no, we're not moving the same direction. So what does that mean? What does that mean? You're using less toys in your lovemaking? You're using less BBC dildos on her? Just listen to this again.
Do you have sex with her?
You know what? We would have
Yes?
ridiculous sex all the time, and I think now that the discussion of that has come up so much, it messes with me. So we definitely don't move in the same direction we used to. But
So yes, you still have premarital sex every day with your live-in fiance. And again, humans aren't perfect. Humans slip up. He's not even trying. He is living with his fiancée. He is sleeping in the same bed with her every night. They are not married. That is not trying to stop your premarital sex. He is making no efforts to change. He is not slipping up because he is not trying to change. He is just conning you to sell his merch and to have his own niche for this podcast, which is, oh, I'm an awesome Christian. Come on my show and we'll pray together. And then buy my overpriced ugly merch. You guys are stupid if you're falling for this. The last time I made a video about this clown, people unsubscribed to me and said, oh, you're attacking one of our Christian brothers. You're doing the work of Satan. You're an idiot. You are an absolute idiot. And I'm so glad I weeded you morons out of my sewer. You're too stupid to be here. Go join the streetwalkers, the mouth-breathing mongoloid streetwalkers, if you're actually defending this jackass. Now, speaking of lustful liaisons, you know what else good church boys don't do? They don't shove their cocks into the bungus of another man. That's a sin. But you know what? Old Georgie Porgy here, he's down for that action.
If it wasn't a sin,
This could have been a
okay. If it wasn't a
possibility.
sin, and we were on an island,
yes,
let me ask you, if we were in a deserted island, I
Yeah.
mean, people ask this all the time.
Yeah.
Probably no.
you or just in general?
Just you and I on a deserted island, and 3 years have gone by. No.
I feel like if I was gonna do a sin like that, it would be a better looking guy.
Did you hear that? He doesn't have a problem with man-on-man relations. He just wants it to be a better looking guy. Furthermore, listen to what he said right at the start.
I know you're a Christian and stuff, and I'm not gay, but you know, what I mean, there could be.
If it wasn't a sin,
If it wasn't a sin,
this.
Did you hear that? George Janko says if it wasn't a sin. Listen, I don't care if it's a sin or not a sin. It's disgusting. So George Janko is saying, if it wasn't a sin, yes, I would do guys. If it wasn't a sin and you were better looking, I would do you on a deserted island. You guys are being had by Satan himself. And if you still don't believe me that George Janko is a gay, listen to this. All right, so right here, Bobby Lee is asking him what his favorite movies are. Listen to this.
give me another one.
Breaking Bad's a good TV show.
No, I'm not talking about TV shows, man.
Okay. Titanic.
I haven't even watched Titanic. I refuse to watch it because I'm not a girl and I'm not a gay. I will not watch Titanic. That is how straight I am. I'm the straightest man alive. It even says so on my YouTube bio. But you don't even need to read that. You just have to gaze in my general direction and know that you're witnessing heterosexuality in its most pure form. Anyway, here's George Janko being a gay yet again.
You floss, huh?
I don't.
You don't. Do you shave
Yeah.
your pubic area?
Yeah.
That's haram! Shaving your pubes is haram. Just wait until his buddies in ISIS find out about this. Now moving on to more proof that George Janko is a gay.
That's insane.
Yeah, and also Koreans, we don't smell in our armpits.
You don't.
Look
I
it
don't
up. You can
believe
look it up. Look it up.
Let me smell your armpits right now.
No, not right now. That's weird.
Yeah,
But look it
shoving
up.
your balls and making me smell that isn't weird.
I didn't do that.
You did in the very beginning of the podcast
Where?
on Impaulsive
I don't remember.
with Jake.
Yeah, it was just for comedy, dude.
Then
What
let
the
me
fuck,
smell
man?
your pits for comedy. Fine, thank you. Do you don't have anything on there?
No,
Nothing.
nothing.
George Janko just smelled Bobby Lee's armpits. George Janko just begged Bobby Lee to smell his armpits. He might as well have smelled his banges. This is gay. You just witnessed a gay mating ritual, sniffing armpits. Now, something interesting happens right after this, which confirms everything I said about George Janko in my previous video.
No.
Yes.
You don't have anything on there?
No. Dude, Google it. It's a medical fact. A scientific fact, I mean.
I am impressed.
We don't have the glands or something in there like you guys do.
What do you mean, you guys?
Okay, yeah, I meant what I said. yeah, let's go there.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean by you guys.
I know what you mean.
What do I mean?
Us terrorists.
He's only admitting who he is because I outed him in my video. He's trying to get ahead of the story, as we say in journalism. But he's not fooling me. Make all the jokes you want. We know who you are. Now, worse than Janko here trying to bone Bobby Lee is thinking that Bobby Lee actually wants to be friends with him. Watch this.
Great movie.
And I remember I had a couple of scenes with Ben Kingsley, Sir Ben Kingsley. And I was like, God, because I watched Gandhi. I loved, this is a movie called Sexy Beast. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't seen any movie? That's
We
right.
should probably do a marathon together.
Well, there's just certain movies you should watch. I think that, like,
Did you catch that? George Janko thinks he's going to be buddies with Bobby Lee now. He said, hey, we should do a movie marathon together. And Bobby Lee just completely ignored that invitation. Hey, you want to be buddies and watch a movie marathon? I don't think so. Now, they discussed movies a lot in this episode, and it really revealed what an airhead George Janko is. For example,
some Dragon Ball Z in my lifetime. You know, I remember watching Avatar when it first
Avatar:
came out.
Last Airbender,
Yeah, Fire. You know what I mean? So, but
I'm actually rewatching that as we speak.
Yeah, I'm not deep.
he's rewatching that as we speak. He's rewatching that as we speak, as he speaks, as Bobby Lee speaks. As they're speaking, he's rewatching it. There's another monitor here off camera where he's watching that movie again, as they speak. Listen to that again.
Some Dragon Ball Z in my lifetime. You know, I remember watching Avatar when it first
Avatar:
came out.
Last Airbender,
Fire. You know what I mean? So, but
I'm actually rewatching that as we speak.
Yeah, I'm not deep.
Yeah, as we speak. As we speak. On the offset monitor, he's got that going. Because this podcast is too boring for him. Bobby Lee's too boring. So as we speak, I'm watching it. Look over there, Bobby. Look right on that screen. As we speak, I'm watching it again. Idiot. I swear. These influencers, they're morons. They're morons. And they wouldn't be where they are without sucking lizard peepees. But let's get back to the movies. Listen to this.
You name me a Scorsese movie?
The Godfather.
That was Coppola, but it's close.
Yeah.
Right.
I said it with some confidence.
Did you see The Godfather?
I haven't even seen my own grandfather.
Bobby Lee asks him if he's watched Godfather. And George Janko, thinking he's so funny, says, I haven't even seen my own grandfather. No, the movie's called Godfather, not Grandfather. You idiot. Let's continue to show how stupid he is. It's really quite incredible. And this guy's rich, by the way.
Like either, not Mean Streets, but maybe Taxi Driver.
Bruce Willis?
I thought he was joking at first. He's not joking.
Fire movie.
No.
Fire. Fire movie.
Right.
Is it Bruce Willis or
Yeah, no.
No, he was actually serious. He was actually serious. It is Bruce Willis, right? What an idiot. His response to everything is fire. And he thought Bruce Willis was the lead actor in Taxi Driver. I mean, do you guys see how success has no basis in intelligence? It's a combination of pure dumb luck and selling your soul. I mean, seriously, listen to this next comment to really understand what a moron he is.
But he did.
De Niro's in it. Harvey.
Oh, that's who he was,
Harvey
yeah.
Keitel, Jodie Foster as a kid.
Got it.
Great movie.
Taxi Driver. Great movie. Dark?
It's like
I figured out why
realism.
you're always anxious and sad all the time.
That's not
bro.
why I did.
You just watch depressed movies.
He watches depressed movies. Guys, the movies are depressed. Guys, the movies have mental health issues. Those movies better cheer up. They better stop being depressed. What an idiot. Do you mean depressing movies? Moron? This guy talks for a living. This asshole has a podcast. Incredible stuff, incredible stuff. So now do you believe me that his success is thanks to the Illuminati? How else would this ugly moron be famous? How? And his ties to the Illuminati prove that he's a fake Christian, because the Illuminati is a satanic organization. Why would a God-fearing Christian be in bed with Satan worshippers? When you think about it, this has got to be the craziest soul-selling situation ever in the entertainment industry, because he sold his soul to the devil to get famous as a pretend Christian. Boggles the mind. But hey, it's working. And he's making a ton of money off of his hideous Jesus merch. I covered that hideous merch in my last video about him, so I won't go over it again. But let's move on to proving that his success is indeed tied to the lizard people of the Illuminati. So before George broke out on his own and made this podcast, he was Logan Paul's cum rag for several years. And as we've covered in many previous videos, both Logan and Jake Paul are puppets of the Illuminati. So you want to tell me that George Janko was in Logan Paul's inner circle for years, but he kept his hands clean of the Illuminati? You don't think it's strange that George leaves Logan Paul's podcast over the Bobby Lee situation, starts his own podcast that is immediately successful, and then has Bobby Lee on there, and they're all buddy-buddy now? That's not fishy at all. How well that worked out, how quickly that worked out. Like it was almost all orchestrated by the same people, as if the same people pushing Logan Paul pushed him as well. Doesn't this all seem orchestrated by the same puppet master? It's just all a big show. It's one big theater play that we're all supposed to believe is real. Are you falling for it? The lizard people are in charge of all of this. They gave him his fame, which is why he's got to drink the piss. Anyway, I went in deep about who George Janko really is in my last video about him. Anyway, you would not believe who George Janko really is and who he's working for. And it's not just the Illuminati. You can find out all those answers right here. Go ahead and check this video out before the Illuminati take it down.